Grab the duct tape and mentally prepare yourself for yet another mind-expanding knowledge bomb from America's #1 business coach, Clay Clark.
That's it. Bombs away.
Oh, Thrive Nation, welcome back to another exciting mind-expanding and wallet-expanding episode of the Thrivetime Show on your radio and podcast download. And on today's show, we are talking about clean and repeat thousands of times per day. Chup, step number 1, build a system that allows you to clean carpets and repeat thousands of times per day. We're talking about literally the ability to create time freedom and financial freedom, all by buying into a proven franchise. Matt Klein with OxyFresh, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great, guys. How are you?
Well, Matt, I am excited to get into this concept with you because on page 7 of Michael Gerber's book, The Most Successful Small Business in the World, page 7 of The Most Successful Small Business in the World, he describes what I believe OxyFresh to be. Without referencing OxyFresh, I think that Michael Gerber was obsessed with OxyFresh. We just don't know about it. The book does have a green cover. So he writes, he says, everything has a beginning. That's where we are. We are going to invent an enterprise that has the ability to grow 10,000 times. We're going to do that because if we fail to do that, our enterprise won't be an enterprise. It will be incapable of growth. Don't believe me? Look at the business next door. The business next door is easier to look at than your own. The business next door started off with a guy, maybe an auto mechanic, or a cook, or a chiropractor. But it started off with a technician. They go to work every morning. They look pretty, much the same way today as they looked yesterday, and they have no hope of creating time and financial freedom. Matt, when somebody buys an OxyFresh, how can buying an OxyFresh franchise truly create both time freedom and financial freedom for franchisees?
Yeah, it's a great question because not all business models do that. Some business models, basically, you purchase yourself a job that you need to work every single day and you never have that freedom. So that's one of the main things we looked at was if we can give our franchisees more time in their day. This goes both ways. That will not only make them happier as a person so they can do things that they've always wanted to with their family or travel, all those things, but also on the other end, if you have more time in your day because of our national scheduling platform, because of our online scheduling techniques, because of the understanding of current marketing trends and what's coming down the road, and also implementing programs that allow us to take advantage of those technological hurdles that most companies see, we can give time back in a day. And time can be used in a lot of different ways. Managing your technicians so that they can operate at a more efficient level, making sure that you're actually paying attention to your marketing campaigns, and having conversations with people that you typically wouldn't be able to because you're stuck inside of your job with other companies. So we try to alleviate as much of those time-consuming tasks in the day. If we can give time back, we can have more successful franchisees, and they can have a better lifestyle. We do all that through systems and automation.
Think about this for a second, Chup. If you purchase the OxyFresh franchise system, is it perfect? No. Is it always improving? Yes. Has it been around for over a decade? Yes.
Absolutely.
Are there over 300 locations? Yeah. So let's just say that let's say there's 385 franchises out there.
Okay.
And the average one only cleaned 5 carpets a day. And again, Matt, I'm not saying that's not the numbers. I'm just saying if you only cleaned a minimum of 5 carpets per day, that's 1,925 carpets a day. Now, Matt, work with me on the math. Are you guys open 6 days a week or 5 days a week?
So that is actually dependent on the franchisee. They can be open 7 days a week if they want. So we have the technology in our back end. If they set up their schedule, our online scheduling platform and scheduling center will actually follow their lead. So if they work Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, they'll only book jobs Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday.
Let's say that somebody out there...
7 days open, it's dependent on the franchise.
Let's be very conservative. Let's say that the average person was only open 5 days, which I know many people are open more than that. Let's just say 5 days. Chup, now you're up to 9,625 carpets per week, which sounds a lot like Michael Gerber's math here. Oh. He's saying when the very beginning, when you build a franchise, when you're going to build something like OxyFresh, you want to build systems that allow you to do something 10,000 times a week so you can create something powerful, something that's going to give you time freedom, something that matters. But if you don't build the systems in the right way from the very beginning, it's not possible to scale. It's not possible to scale until you've nailed it. You have to nail it before you can scale it. So, Matt, I want to go one by one with 4 parts of the business here. Yep. With a limited time today, because I know you're busy. I know it's a lot of great things are happening today here. But here are the big 4 I want to break down. One is marketing. How has your marketing been designed to allow entrepreneurs, franchisees, to scale their business?
Yep. So we're in a very fortunate time now where marketing it's basically pull marketing, right? And what I mean by that is the customer themselves are pulling exactly the information they're looking for at that moment to them. And what that creates is consistency in customers, because you're not having to one time a month mail something out and then you get a huge spike in jobs. You want to be sitting in front of your customer when they're looking for something like carpet cleaning. And that's done through platforms like Google, like Yelp, like online advertising called PPC, like companies like Home Advisor, like Thumbtack. All these companies are the same in the essence of that customer's going out, they're clicking in results. I want a carpet cleaner, I want a roofer, and they're getting companies pulled to them in the criteria that they're looking for. And that's what we specialize, is being right there at the top of those lists when those customers need those services. And what that does, that creates marketing automation. So you're not having to go out and redo everything every day. It also goes back to that time, freedom, and flexibility where you can just manage it through reporting capabilities that we give you. And then you can spend your time going after property managers, building managers, and all that. But that base of marketing, online marketing, is extremely important. And that's how you get to have consistency in your growth.
Think about this there. If you are out there today and you want to buy a business that allows you to create time freedom and financial freedom, you can do that. Or if you want to spend a decade developing these systems, you can do that too. But if you buy an OxyFresh franchise, they have turnkey marketing in place. Talk to me again about the sales and scheduling. How is that turnkey for the franchisees?
Yeah, so regardless of what method that your customer comes from, we book almost 70% of our jobs through that national scheduling center. It's right here in our home office in Denver, Colorado. It is not outsourced. That's a very important piece of it. A lot of companies have call centers, but they're outsourced. So that means that, the training's not really on point. The lingo's not really on point. They got a lot of turnover. We hire, we train, we staff everyone right here. So you have a professional person answering the phone in a quick time frame from day one you start this business. And that's 70%. We're at about 27, 28% nationwide booking jobs online. And this goes back to that marketing. If we know that we're booking almost 28% of our jobs online, that means that our customers trust the internet. They trust when they go on there and they get a quote and they book a job in a certain time that you're going to show up, right? It's just like Amazon. Yeah. Everyone is trained to trust these things. And we are one of very few. I think there's only one other company in our industry that has a true online scheduling platform, right? So the younger generation is trusting these things. And now we have a platform that really takes advantage of that, right? So going back to time, freedom, and flexibility, where it comes from is you do not have to yourself learn the lingo on the phone, because that is different than actually being in the home, believe it or not. It is also not having to train your staff on the technology platform on booking jobs. We already have that right there. You'll know how to do it, but you don't have to consistently train other people. That's time. And then if someone leaves or anything like that, you don't have to replace them. 100% of our customer interaction on the front end, minus what you are doing on your end as an owner, you can always book jobs, is taken care of. Time, freedom, flexibility, that's the biggest one for us. I'm talking to you guys right now, and I think I booked 5 jobs today, and it's about 1:45 in the afternoon here, so I still have 5 to 6 hours to book jobs.
Nice.
And I haven't talked to one customer.
Bam.
Right?
Think about
so
that.
That allows me to do multiple things at the same time.
Think about that. The marketing's turnkey. The sales and scheduling is turnkey. For sake of time, I can't get into all the details of the accounting processes and the way you teach the people how to budget and to recruit, but the administrative side of the business is turnkey. The administrative and the human resources, the training of your people, that's all turnkey. I want you to tell us how has the service itself been made turnkey? Sure.
So the service itself, obviously you're going to have to train somebody on how to do this, and we will help you do that. Through our OxyFresh universities, in-person trainings, showing people the right way, videos. We've tried very hard because it's not just how you're actually cleaning. It's the steps before you're cleaning. It's the steps while you're in the home. It's the aftermath, and then the follow-up, right, and getting payment and all that sort of stuff. So the actual turnkey of the cleaning is that it's rinse and repeat, right? After somebody has done this about 2 or 3 months, they're considered to be an expert on this because there's not that many things that can come up that are going to be once in a lifetime type situations. And we can always handle that because we have an entire staff here at our home office. If you run across something, you're going to call Rob, who's our director of cleaning systems. You're going to call Cameron, who's our director of commercial cleaning systems. You can call myself or someone else at the home office, but you're going to have resources there to help you. That is turnkey to us because you're not trying to recreate the wheel.
This is my ultimate.
Go into one home, do everything you need to, close out, go to the next home, go in the room, close out. So your technician can be very good at doing this in a short period of time.
This is my ultimate turnkey, and I want the listeners to hear me loud and clear on this, and I want to put this on the show notes. According to the Small Business Administration and the research that you can do that is easily available at Forbes on Forbes.com, this just in. 90% of small businesses fail. 90%. Now, Matt, in your franchise disclosure document that you have to put into the hands of a potential franchisee for 13 days before, if I want to buy a franchise today, I cannot buy a franchise from you unless you give me a copy of the franchise disclosure document, where you have to disclose the success of the different franchisees. In the world of franchising, it's like the reverse of that. It's almost like 9 out of 10 businesses make it. Whereas it is small business, 9 out of 10 small business owners fail. What role does having strength through systems play in reducing the failure rate? What role do the systems have in keeping somebody out there from losing their nest egg, from wasting all their time, and for starting a business that never gets off life support?
Sure. Yeah, and there's 2 types of failure. There's one where it's just complete failure. You can't get sales, right? And that's pretty frustrating. There's another where your actual success makes it harder for you to run business. And we see this a lot. We have a lot of people that call and say, you know what? I ran a cleaning company for years, and it was such a headache because I had to be everything to my business every day. And when I added one more customer, I had to add one more admin staff. I had to add one more cleaning tech. I'd have one more person looking at something, and it just got unmanageable for me, right? Not everyone has the skill set to build a 1,000-person company, and that's okay. What we try to do is scaling shouldn't be a headache. It should be exciting, right? So when you talk about systems and automation, again, someone's going to be good at management. Someone's going to be good at hiring. Someone's going to be good at sales. And whatever you're good at, you should be able to target your energy there, and we should be able to have systems in place to take care of things that you're not good at. Right. And that is where really the rubber meets the road, because the systems in place should be able to knock off each level of your business, and your skill set should be able to be a bonus to those systems that are already in place.
Thrive Nation, if you're out there today and you're looking for time and financial freedom, and you've been seeking a proven turnkey marketing system, a company with a history of success, a company with low startup costs, a company that offers cutting-edge carpet care technology, Matt Klein, if the listeners go to thrivetimeshow.com/oxyfresh, thrivetimeshow.com/oxyfresh, and they fill out the form, how much money does it cost them to actually move forward and to buy an OxyFresh franchise?
Yep. So you want to look at it in 2 investment levels. One, your upfront investment being $37,900. That includes your equipment, product, training, and territory. But then you want to have operating capital to get you to a cash flow positive state. And you want to have somewhere around $20,000 in operating capital. That can be in any form, credit card, line of credit, cash, whatever you decide to have that way for things like insurance and local marketing and vehicle. So all in, you want to have about $60,000, $37,900 up front.
There it is. Learn more today by going to thrivetimeshow.com/oxyfresh. Matt Klein, thank you for joining us. Can you share with the listeners out there what your title is and what your role is with OxyFresh?
Yeah, I'm the director of franchise development. So I have the fortunate task, which I believe is very fortunate, to talk about OxyFresh and understand and get stories behind people and what they're doing right now. And basically going from knowing nothing on our first call to essentially having all the information, all the documents, questions and answers, and being able to say, you know what, this is the option for me. This is the franchise for me. And then I bring them out to Colorado to actually go through training, meet our team. So I take them from step 0 to step 100, where they become an actual franchisee here in our home office in Denver, Colorado. That's what I do.
Well, Thrive Nation, we are honored to join with Matt each and every week here for the OxyFresh update. And Matt, we always like to kind of wrap up the show with a win of the week, if you have a win of the week. So I'm going to cue up my win of the week music, because it is now time for the
Wins of the Week!
Doing the bull dance, feeling the flow, working.
Oh, Matt, tell us about the win of the week in the world of OxyFresh. What good is going on?
Yeah, so we have a brand new franchisee that is going through, and they just signed. They're about ready to get closed on their SBA funding, which is a form of funding you can get to buy a small business. And they're in the greater Baltimore, Maryland area. Husband, wife just basically got out of the husband was in the service, and the wife was stay-at-home mom. And they basically said, we're not going into the working world. We're going to run our own thing. We're going to control our own destiny. They're going to be operational in about 1 month. So very good. They've been working with me for almost 6 months.
Wow.
So
What
very
city
good couple.
what-
Very excited for them to get through the process.
What town are they in? What city are they in?
They're actually in Brooklyn Park,
Okay.
Catonsville, Baltimore. So they're just outside of actual downtown Baltimore.
Ravens country. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful time of the year. Beautiful time of the year to be a Ravens fan. And now, without any further ado, let's end this show with a boom. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, boom.